My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Hello, and welcome back to Alan Wake. And for this exciting episode, I am joined by AJ, aka the Gaming Muse.
Hey.
And so anyone that's been expecting Silent Hill 4 with me and AJ, I have put that on, shall we say, permanent hiatus. It's not a knock on anyone that likes Silent Hill 4. I think the storyline, I think the characters, I think the concept is great. But I just hate playing it. I don't like the controls. I don't like the inventory system. If they had done the whole thing in first person, I think I'd have been on board. Because first person games are my bread and butter. Go on, sorry.
Concept for that at one point, and it just... Back then, it was sort of new and it was experimental, and they weren't really convinced it was going to work, so they didn't do the whole game in first person. And I think you're right; it would have been really cool because nowadays, everything is that way.
Well, yeah, RE7, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah. So I think if they'd have gone full first person, I think that would have been one of my favourite Silent Hill games next to 2 and 3. You know, but
Silent Hill 4. It didn't get as much support as it needed. It didn't have as big a team. It had issues, but I still really like it.
Yeah.
Respect, don't play it if you're not enjoying it.
No, but that's the thing, because I've been watching back, we did, nearly 6-7 parts, I think? And you can just see my decline in attitude as it goes on. Like in episode 1, I'm all chipper, and it's like, yes, we're going to do this, we're going to get through it. And then by episode 7, I want to just fucking slip my wrists. And... it's just, for me personally, I don't want to play something I don't enjoy because I just don't think that my attitude is entertaining for other people to watch. Yeah, maybe I'll play it by myself offline and just, get through it just for my own sense of being able to complete Silent 4 again. But I just don't think it's a fun game to stream if I hate what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, and it's in the same rate I wouldn't stream... Homecoming, I wouldn't stream Origins, I wouldn't stream Shattered Memories because I don't like the Western Silent Hill games. I just don't think they captured what the original Silent Hill games were all about.
You're not alone, there's a lot of people who agree with you.
Yeah, that's not to say that they're not well-crafted video games, and if given a different name they may have seen better appreciation, shall we say. But because they're going head to toe with games like Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3, they just pale in comparison.
Yeah, and a lot of that was Konami.
Oh, absolutely.
Just being Konami like they are now.
But to be fair, though, I mean, they weren't the only Japanese company doing that shit, though. There were a lot of Japanese companies farming out their properties to Western developers, thinking that was going to add new life to it, and it didn't work for any of them.
But apparently, I haven't, because I just did a thing on the making of Silent Hill. I've just done up to Silent Hill 4, so I haven't read a lot about the new stuff, but from what I've gathered, there was a lot of Konami stepping in on the Western developers and saying, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't do that, and just screwing them over at every turn.
That's stupid. Why give it to someone else and then keep coming in and saying, nah, do this, do that, do the other?
Right?
It is pretty bonkers. I think it's like if you're going to give it to someone else, then let them go with it. Don't give it to someone else and then keep going, nah, you're not doing it right. Because at that point I'd turn around and go, well, here you are, fuck off and do it yourself then.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's my attitude. So I can understand why Tom Hewlett gets snicky when the fan base comes at him. I really can appreciate.
I feel like that man has been through hell and back.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for him for the most part. I really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. There was our little Silent Hill thing. So yeah, so I may at one point come back to Silent Hill 4. It's not off the table. It's just definitely off the table for now.
Yeah.
And so instead, I like Alan Wake, and AJ likes AlanAke. In fact, AJ did a big video. I can't remember was it just about Alan Wake, or was it about a specific part of Alan Wake?
It was about the mythology of the game as a whole, like the birds and the old woman, and kind of touching on the major stuff that appears in the game.
That's right. Well, for those of you on YouTube, there will be a card right now to link you to that video. But I'm going to be bugging AJ throughout this stream for her to tell me stuff that I don't know what's going on. Because I've played this game through once when it came out on the 360, really enjoyed it. And I have some weird information about stuff that I'm not sure is entirely true because I haven't been able to back it up. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's actually get involved. So I've already done episode 1, so I do believe we're now starting on episode 2. As far as I'm aware.
Honey, I'm home.
And there he
Here,
is.
sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Okay, we need to switch on the coffee maker. Now, one thing I did mention when I was playing episode 1 is that I find Alan Wake to be a bit of a dick. In terms, yeah, I'm not alone in that idea. Then
I always felt like that's how he came across.
Right, okay. And I don't know if that was intentional or if it was a bit of a, shall we say, a misstep with his characterization. I'm not really sure, but where's the bloody coffee?
I think in some ways it might have been meant to be that he was a dick and he kind of makes himself better. It's been so long since I've played that I don't remember if he really does become less of a dick as it goes on.
I think he gets to a point where he realizes that he's the reason why his wife is now, lost.
Mm-hmm.
In I don't know, is it another world or is it the world of a book? Because that's another thing about this is I always get that kind of in the mouth of madness sort of feeling for Alan Wake. Is he really a real person?
It's hard to explain because Alan Wake doesn't answer a lot of your questions. It's not a book.
Oh, hey,
the way I always felt, it was
desk.
sort of like sort of the
No
fairy
kidding.
world, the other
I didn't think
world,
you'd get
kind
them done
of.
this quickly.
On occasion,
Right.
I can perform all
People
sorts
that
of
had
miracles, my
powers over
Oh,
creativity
really?
to influence the
well, you
world.
seemed to think so last night.
But it wasn't like she's not in a book, I don't think.
Okay.
Again, it's been like 5 years.
Yeah. Now these thermosts, right? This is something I mentioned in episode 1, but I'm going to mention it to you now. Now, I have heard a rumour that Alan Wake was at one point pitched to Konami as a Silent Hill game.
Huh.
Now, I've only heard that in Let's Players talking about it, specifically the now defunct Super Best Friends. When they did an Alan Wake video, they mentioned that at one point Alan Wake was pitched to Konami as a Silent Hill game. Now, I think I looked into it and I couldn't find any evidence of that at all. But then there was other evidence. Then they went on and said that Alan Wake was originally going to be an open world game. And it was going to deal
There's
with...
an article here on Games Radar about it. I don't know what the sources are.
Oh, right,
But
okay.
apparently that's supposed to be true.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So I thought that was kind of weird. But in the same way, I can kind of see it, I suppose, in some kind of realm. Hey, Mrs. Mum.
Hello.
And another thing about these thermosts is that so apparently it got pitched to Konami. Konami said no, and then Remedy were going to make it an open world type game rather than it being kind of the linear structure it is now. And the thermos weren't just going to be collectibles. You were going to have to deal with insomnia. And at some points, Alan Wake would just pass out. And when he passed out, you'd end up going into this kind of other nightmarish kind of other world. And the only way to prevent that was to find these thermosks and keep drinking coffee, keep yourself caffeinated. But
On my daily life, basically.
Yeah. But now all they are is literally just pickups for an achievement.
Yeah.
Right, she told
That's
me to do.
funny.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. There's a lot of weird, wonderful information
look
about
really
this
good.
game that
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands
I'm not
on
entirely
them,
sure is
which,
true or
by
not,
the
you know?
way, will happen over my
Yeah.
dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
You ever, what's that thing called? I think it's called Illuminated. They actually put out a book about the making of Alan Wake.
I'm right
Oh,
here.
okay.
I may have to
I'm
look
on
at
it, honey.
if it says anything about whether it was going to be a Silent Hill game or something.
No, it'd be really interesting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so how have I already got a page from episode 2? I've not done episode 2 yet. Now, let's have a
It's
look.
true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop.
I do like the fact that it's Max Payne reading the
I'd
book.
lain here in the snow while the lurid train of sleep that led me here kept playing in my head.
I think they should have got Max Payne to voice Alan Wake personally, but
A memory of my corpse.
because he's just got that awesome voice. So I've actually been playing Max Payne 3 just offline by myself because
The femme fatale was gone.
I'm wondering how well it'll do for stream. Because the funny thing about Max Payne 3 is it's not a Max Payne story, it's just kind of Max Payne in a story. Whereas like Max Payne 1 and 2 are very much about Max Payne. Max Payne 3 isn't actually about Max Payne at all. Which I always thought was kind of weird.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge.
So the book he's writing then isn't the book he's living.
It had been a long time to build the
Not exactly, if I understand it. Because originally I thought, like you said, that what he wrote was exactly what was going to happen. I think it's
down to the sewer
what I don't know. I think it's what the enemy wants to happen, maybe, and then he'll try and change it or something. They actually published his book as a book, and it was really bad.
I did not know that.
It was awful.
Oh dear. Was it one of those, or was it the book that's in the game?
It was the book in the game.
Right.
Because this was like when novelizations of video games was becoming really big, but
No, it wasn't wrote
still
by the
bad.
person that did that Resident Evil books, is it?
I don't know.
Because apparently they're awful. But I've never read them.
Seen them and
Honey,
actively
it's a
decided
power
not to
outage.
buy them.
I got the
Right,
flashlight.
yeah. But again, Super Best Friends always said they were really awful.
Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
Now, is
just-
the being scared of the
really
dark,
spooked me.
is that such
Don't
a
worry.
is that a
We'll just
thing
break out the candles.
that can be a
Can she
No,
definitely
it's
has like a
different.
phobia
It's
of
just-
it.
Especially when I'm not.
I don't know if they ever
prepared for
explain if
you
it
know?
came from something or
gets to me.
just
I love
she
you.
just is that way. But yeah, it's like a major
Tell me
plot
story
point.
right
Yeah, I
now.
know. I mean, because he
Okay.
uses it in the first episode to stop talking
used
to her,
to
and that's
have
what
these
makes me
nightmares
think
when
he's
I
such a
was a
fucking
kid.
dick.
The dark really spooked me.
You know?
Right?
Do you know what I
It got
mean?
really
It's like, oh, my
bad.
wife's got a
My
phobia
mom
of such a
just
thing.
old
I'm going to
monster.
keep using it
She
so I don't
called
have
it
to
the
talk
clicker.
with her
The
anymore.
clicker, huh?
You know,
Yeah.
it just comes
If I
across
ever
as
got
being
scared of the
such a
dark, I could
selfish
just flip the switch
cunt.
and the magic light would scare the monsters away.
Yeah, I've never really
Sure.
liked him all that much. I like the
Here
story,
it is.
and I love the universe and the world building, and then he's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why
No.
he's it's just really hard to like.
I love you,
Hmm.
even if you are a liar. Thanks for
You ever
this.
finish this game?
Yes, I did. I completed it on the 360, but that, like I said, was a long time ago.
Yeah. I used to actually have the collector's edition that looked like a book.
Oh right, no way. I didn't know
Yeah,
there
that
was
thing was
one.
cool.
What else was in
Yeah.
the collector's edition?
Crappy novel and I think some behind the scenes stuff. I don't remember exactly. I don't have my 360 anymore, so I sold it.
How you feel?
All right. Because
I'm
you know
okay.
the
My
American
head's
Nightmare,
fine.
which is
I had
essentially,
to
so we
lie
see
about my
Alan Wake
headache and my loss.
1.5.
He'd send me to a hospital for
Does it
tests.
actually
I
technically
couldn't leave
follow
without
on
Alice.
from Alan Wake?
Very well.
Because it
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like it was
I
almost
don't
a
think he had
side
a concussion,
story
but
that he's
you've
no longer
obviously
trapped
been
in the
through quite
book.
a
Now he's
shock.
trapped in the
You
TV
should
show.
take it easy for a couple of days.
Well,
Thanks.
it's kind of like he's walking through the place he's trapped in, and this is another area of it. It definitely feels very different from the first game, but I actually enjoyed playing it. I haven't played the DLC yet, which
All
I
right.
need to do.
Yeah, I've played the DLC.
locate
I had
your
it for
wife
360
in
and the
no time.
PC version.
Doc Nelson was
Comes
the
with
image
it,
of a
apparently.
small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
You want Keycat?
Oh, examine. Examine what? Alright, a fish.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she
Don't
was
want to
a
examine the
beauty,
fish?
ain't she?
Yeah, it wanted to
Not
examine the
biggest
fish.
I ever caught, if
It
you
got
can
me
believe
more.
that coming
Who
from an
talks
old
to each?
fisherman
Who?
like
No
me.
one
But
doesn't
she's
not turn
right
to
up
each.
there.
It's not a
Now,
soap.
she's
That's
a
what I mean. This
largemouth
plays like a
bass,
soap
which is
opera
what
because
you're
look, they're
after if you
not. I
prefer
can't get the
lure.
camera in the right place,
Now,
but the
if
doc
you want either trout
is
or
talking
on
at the
other hand,
camera. He's
then
not
it's
talking to
fly
Alan,
fishing
which would
for
be
you.
like Days of Their
You a
Lives.
fishing man, Mr.
You ever
Wake?
seen that terrible soap opera?
Really matter, I suppose.
Yes.
But it can be
It's
very
brilliant because it's just so
relaxing.
bad.
You can't get me off
But
the
that's what
water
always
this time of
confuses me
year.
about this game because it doesn't feel like,
deaf.
even when they're supposed to
I'll
be
take
in
your
the
word
real
for it,
world, it
Doc.
doesn't feel like the real world.
I think there's something about the way the game was developed and the company, I don't know, not having all the tools or
I believe
it
you'll
not
find the
being.
sheriff in her office.
It just feels a little
Just go
surreal.
down
Like the
the corridor.
faces look so uncanny valley.
Oh, the faces are bad. I mean, they look
Yeah.
even worse on PC.
I mean, for the
considering-
time, I think this game was kind of well done, but now it's like, oh god.
Right, we need to go talk to Sarah, whoever Sarah is.
That's
mean,
the
it-
sheriff, I think.
It's definitely got a Twin Peaksy vibe to it, that's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, you've seen Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
seems to be fine.
Very Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is definitely
After I
set in
played
Twin
the-
Peaks.
The bulbs will
Mhm.
be changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Love the light lady.
Very good.
Oh, the light lady who's literally the log lady.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
Hmm.
Or it would be, who?
Mr.
Oh, that
Wade,
cat, she's in
The
Deadly
sheriff
Premonition
is
as well,
waiting
she's
for
the
you in her
pot
office
lady,
down the
isn't she?
corridor.
I've never
That was
played that one
Cynthia
actually.
Weaver.
Oh, have
I
you
need to.
not?
Yes, you
Oh,
can
right,
follow
yeah,
the
you've
town.
definitely,
Yeah,
if you're
I
into
need
Twin
to.
Peaks,
The
you've
editor
got to
of the local
play Deadly
newspaper,
Premonition.
But she's focused on other things.
Because
these
it is
days.
Twin Peaks, the
Should
video
fit
game.
right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's
Even
a
though he
little
denied
obsessed with
even knowing what
maintaining
Twin
the
Peaks
light
was when
bulbs
people called him
of the
out
whole
for it.
town. Refuses to
Wow, I
step
haven't
on
even played it and I know
shadows,
that's
things
BS.
like that. Back
Well, 'cause
in
it
her
originally
day,
came out
she
as
wrote
Rainy
about all
Woods.
sorts of weird
That
things
was
in
what
the
they
paper.
premiered at
Great
an
Falls
E3
has a
back in the
colorful
day.
history. Of
And
course, what small town
the main
hasn't?
character looked very much like oh god, the actor's name escapes me, but Dale Cooper. You know, matey boy
Yeah.
from Dune. God, what's his fucking name? That's gone.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wade.
Okay, I thought you were Sarah. Right, sorry. And oh, Reed. Yes, yes,
I
yeah.
think.
Reed. Have you seen this man? Identifying features, knack for winning contests. How is that an
Okay.
identifying feature?
Interesting.
Isn't that be like identifying feature makes videos for YouTube? It's like
Like, you can look at a person and see that clearly.
that's really odd, and I'm assuming that these are pictures of devs.
Probably. I'm pretty sure they are.
Richard Bow, Bruce Danskin, Jacob Miller on a camping trip overdue, haven't been in contact. If you've seen them or know the whereabouts, please call us 545-9932. Yeah, I got a feeling they're probably devs.
Yeah.
Or at least, you
I
know,
have
on the,
they're
on the
the
right.
Taken.
yeah, the writing staff or whatever. I also love that in every building in Alan Wake, all the fuse boxes are wide open. Right.
Come in, Mr. Wake.
Yes.
Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I guess that's
I'm
their
not
explanation for
sure.
why your
I
cell
can't
phone's still
remember.
working.
We were
Yeah.
Which they probably didn't
I
need to
walked out of the
do.
cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
Well, let's make
How did
this.
you end up
Oh,
at
suddenly
Stuckey's
we're in
gas station?
cutscene.
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't.
Very
She'd locked
awkward.
me up.
There it is.
Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Oh, Verizon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Alice?
Mhm.
talking to the law.
I love the product placement in this.
If you ever want to see your wife again,
Who is this?
go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
So is that a taken? Because we know, because as far as I know, we've never got Alice back, right?
No. That is not a Taken, that's just a person.
Right. So are people working with the Taken then?
Sort of. If I remember right, this guy is kind of part of the story that Alan wrote.
I need to get some
On
air.
the same
sheriff said I
side,
could
but
go
they're
out
not
back.
necessarily working
Of course,
together.
Mr. Wade.
Right.
You can get there through the cell corridor.
I couldn't go
That's
anywhere
built
yet.
by Walter
I
here.
had to play along
He's
with the
one of our
caller.
regulars.
Alice's life was at
Sorry, I
stake.
thought that was the way to go.
Drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny.
Oh, see, there's another.
He started shouting
Whoa,
like
Anna
that the
Pal-
moment
Anna-
he woke up.
Wow, it's all going crazy.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking.
I mean, who is the old woman then? Do we know any more about her?
Like a thin woman.
No, except for her name is literally Barbara Yeager, which is like
Just
Baba Yaga.
So she's just a witch.
She shook
Basically.
her head and laughed.
Fair enough then.
I think the hut you go to, there's a sign outside it that says Bird Leg Cabin, which is
Right.
literally the hut
Yeah,
that Baba Yaga is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station.
It's Mulligan, he's about to take a mulligan.
Sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the
I mean, because this is weird, this game as well, because, you know, obviously it was on Steam, then they pulled it because they didn't want to pay for the license of the music tracks, but now it's back on Steam.
Looks like someone really thrashed the
Yeah,
garage.
they worked something out, I guess.
Well, they obviously just continue to pay for the licenses, which for me means that they're definitely making Alan Wake 2, because
I think so.
why would you pay for those licenses again if you weren't thinking about continuing the franchise?
I really hope so.
Well, I do.
Hey! Please turn the lights on!
Do you care about the lights, man? You're in jail.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Yeah, well, we're gonna go get this collectible for no reason, Alan. In your fucking professor's coat.
You always have to get the collectibles.
But what's with the fucking leather on these elbows? You know, that's just.
That's like a professor jacket.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I mean. It's so weird. Yeah, he's
Ever
wearing
seen their
it.
one?
Yeah, he's wearing it above a hoodie.
Yeah. He must be very cold, I guess.
The thing is, it's
Like
like
with
he's got a
Washington?
jacket on, then he's got a green jacket on, and then under that he's wearing a hoodie.
Is he wearing three? Really?
Well, because he's got a jacket on, right? The grey jacket, and then you can see a green jacket underneath that, and then the black hoodie. So he's the coldest man alive.
Looks like James is wearing 3 layers in Silent Hill 2, and then what's her face is just wearing shorts. It's like,
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence.
Well, the thing is, in Silent Hill 2, I mean, even Angela's wearing a big, thick jumper. It must be really cold in Silent Hill that time of year.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess
But then
Eddie's
Laura's just running around in a short
short
kids'
little,
clothes.
yeah, but kids don't feel the cold, do they? And Eddie's got extra body weight to help him with the cold. And Maria's technically not real, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
You feel cold.
Okay, what are you making me focus on that for? Or is that where I'm supposed to go? Oh, how? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that might be where the place to slip away is.
Well, all it, yeah. How do? Oh, do I climb the fence? Can I climb the fence? No. What? Have I come out the wrong way or something? No, it clearly wants me to. Oh, hello. Here we go. It's because there's a jump button. Fucking hell, that's a hell of a kick he's got on him.
Right?
Go on.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak.
So these manuscript pages, are they from a book he's trying to write or a book he's forgotten he's wrote?
Book he's forgotten he's written.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
So he's kind of wrote this book in one of those what they call purple haze moments.
There's a week of time between when Alice disappeared and when Alan wakes back up that he doesn't remember.
Right.
And yeah, the pages are from that time.
Had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Alright, so she vanished. He then spent a week in that cabin writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
And then reported her missing.
Barry?
Yeah.
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been?
Hence why Al is like this with him. Right, I get it.
I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Okay then.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor
and there's his
carves
old
a statue
memories
from a
there.
block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Because the witch wants him to write this story, right?
You'll notice when you came in here, there was a prisoner begging you to turn the light on, and now there's no prisoner.
No, he's there. But he's passed out.
I'm pretty sure something happens with him.
Right. Oh, well, I could turn the lights on for him. Which I didn't realise I could do before. No, he's still asleep.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused.
Oh.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of
Nearly stuck
discussing
that
your
finger in his
situation with
mouth.
her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, shit!
Take it easy.
I forgot about that.
Hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
Best character in the game, Barry.
If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake,
I can't
my
remember the
offer
doctor
still
at all.
stands.
Yeah, he's a pretty awful character.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled
Because American
mine,
Nightmare is
and he
set in
believed
the
that Alice had
TV
been
show that
kidnapped.
you see in
Anything
this
beyond
game,
that was
right?
another story. I had a
I
midnight
don't think it's
appointment with the
necessarily set in
kidnapper at a
there. I
place
think
called Lover's
they
Peak,
just,
somewhere in
if I
Elderwood
remember
National
right,
Park. The plan was to rent a
it was from
cabin.
his
I don't
mind.
like it, Al.
But it's
I
been a
don't
long
like any of it.
time.
It's
I
not
need to
good.
replay
In
all
fact,
these.
It's the
Yeah.
absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry,
See, these
you
are literally
found
all
him.
characters from Twin Peaks.
Wow, I was just thinking about you too.
Basically.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's
He's on the balcony.
It's like you think at this point they would have made a Twin Peaks game.
I really
Because
need
there's
to
that
go.
many games
Great to
based
see you
on
again,
Twin
Mr. Wake.
Peaks.
Later.
Right?
I just don't, and it would, and also I think it would work because Twin Peaks is so off the wall that it would fit into a video game.
Yeah, and a bad Twin Peaks game would almost be like Twin Peaks.
Well, yeah, exactly.
basically.
Yeah, it would be good even if it was bad. I mean, don't.
That's what Twin Peaks is.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't base it on the last season because that was awful, but definitely
Yeah, I heard
base
it
it.
was
On,
the-
it was literally, as far as I was concerned, it was just David Lynch taking the piss out of his fan base. Now he might thought that was hilarious, but I certainly didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
And because because all we wanted to see was Dale Cooper being weird in Twin Peaks, and Dale Cooper's not in it until the final episode.
It's not.
I mean, the actor's in it, but he's playing a different character.
Yeah,
And
that's stupid.
and most of it is set in Las Vegas. It's not set in Twin Peaks. It's just like, why did you bother? If all you were going to do was take the piss, why did you bother?
Yeah.
You could have spent your time, and you've got all these defenders saying Twin Peaks season 3 is as good as season 1 and 2. And it's like bullshit. It's nothing like
Yeah,
season
right.
1 and 2. I mean, season 2's not that fucking great in comparison to season 1. So when people say to me, "Oh, should I watch Twin Peaks?" I'm just like, "Yeah, watch season 1 and leave it there. If you have to watch season 2, watch episode 1 and watch the last episode because they're the only two that are actually directed by David Lynch, and then leave it there."
I honestly think the last episode dealing with what's her face's death was probably a good place to stop.
Yeah, Laura Palmer.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah.
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Yeah, Barry. You might be talking sense, but I'm Alan Wake and I'm a douche.
Right.
Look at what
funny story.
Go on.
Funny you're playing this today. Apparently, Hideo Kojima was visiting Remedy today.
Really?
Yeah, they're posting all over their Twitter.
Wonder why he's there.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey,
I
Rusty,
mean-
right? You run cabins.
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I
Shake
don't
your
rate
hand, but mine are
Kojima
kind of full here. Actually,
as
I'm
this
sorry about this.
untouchable
Would you mind
golden
grabbing
boy.
the registration
He's
form
made
from
some
the
good
desk?
video
It's
games,
just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
but I don't think he was the
Okay,
right pick
sure.
for Silent Hill.
What happened?
Crazy poachers.
I think it would have been
Max
interesting
here
to
got
see what
his
he was
foot
going
caught
to
in a
do with it.
trap. They're
And I'm
illegal
happy he's
use here.
finally
Hell,
out from
you're
under
not supposed to hunt
Konami's
within the park
thumb.
at all.
Well, absolutely.
Really?
That doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is going to be okay.
But I mean,
He got lucky.
I've played like the first Metal Gear
Max is still
Solid,
groggy from the shot I gave
and I
him,
didn't finish
I'd
it.
rather not leave him alone just yet.
Not because
The
it was a
form's on
bad
the desk
game, it's just
across
because
from the
life got in the
skeleton.
way, and it was just sort of like, yeah, I have to put this down. But it never encouraged me to want to play any of the others. And then
Okay, boy. We're
seeing
almost done
them, it's
here.
just all cutscene and hardly any video game anyway.
That's really the fourth one. The game you should
Okay.
play, if you want to give any of them a chance, would be 3. That is the best one.
Well, that's the
And-
kind of James Bond inspired one.
Those situations always end up in disaster.
I guess, sort of, but not
She's my
really.
wife, and it's my call.
The one that I felt like, gameplay-wise and story-wise, was the most solid.
And would you suggest
And
the
I think
original
it's great.
or Subsistence?
You gotta understand how crazy all this
I
sounds.
don't remember there being a lot of difference in
Camp,
the plot.
no, it's mechanics, game mechanics are
Yeah, that's what I
different.
thought. I don't know that I've ever played the updated one, so I don't have any experience with it. Oh, that is a really... They actually have it on the DS now, which seems a little weird to me.
What? Metal Gear Solid 3?
There was a HD update for the DS.
No way, that's weird. But it's like I want to do Snatcher purely just so I can point out the fact that he just literally ripped off Blade Runner
And here are the keys. Okay,
and made a
all
video
set.
game out of it.
Glad to have you staying here.
I would love to play that
Can you
game.
tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail.
Yeah, a friend of mine saw a copy in person once, and it was like $300.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've got a ROM of it for Fusion, so I'll do it because I ain't giving you 300 quid.
I need to work
for
on using ROMs.
Sorry?
One. I haven't messed with ROMs much. I should do that more.
It's easy. It's even with Nintendo trying to shut down on the big ones, you can always find them. You know.
Oh yeah, you're never gonna get rid of that.
No.
They'll move elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You might get rid of the people in charge. Someone else will take over.
Right, exactly. It's like the Hydra, isn't it?
If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit.
You'd have to shut the internet down.
Yeah.
Al, come on.
Which honestly would just be dumb. And honestly, it's Nintendo's own fault because they don't freaking update any of their stuff to come to the new. Like I was thinking about this last night. I have so many games on my Nintendo that I would love to play on the Switch.
There's no way
that they're just it'll never happen. There's no update for Ace Attorney. There's nothing for most of the Zelda games. They're just leaving stuff on the table. So of course fans are going to go online and try and get them.
Well, yeah, unless it's got Mario in it, they don't seem to be really interested, do they?
I love the Ace Attorney series. I was playing that today, and they haven't even made a new one or brought a solid physical copy to America in years.
All right. I know they did a compilation version at one point, didn't they?
And I think the last thing they brought over was just a digital download.
Call the FBI. Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
Which is garbage.
This is not a goddamn
the game's on there, but freaking give me a copy.
He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand.
I don't know. Nintendo makes some really cool decisions sometimes, and then they make really dumb ones.
They are. They're almost really forward-thinking, but at the same time trapped in the past.
Yeah, and it's almost like, hey, this is a cool new future idea. Let's throw this other stuff from the past in the garbage. It's like, no, you can do both.
Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be delivered.
Yeah, I mean, because my brother is the biggest Nintendo fan I know. He's always bought their consoles. You know, he's always he's a defender of Nintendo. Pretty much whatever they do, whether anyone would see it good or bad, my brother can always see the positive in it. And but he has said it's like, yeah, why are they not doing this with that? Why not doing this with that? It's like there's so much money you could be making.
Yeah, right.
But then they make the Wii U, and it's like, what the fuck are you thinking? You sold it as a tablet, for fuck's sake. Of course, everyone's just thinking they were gonna. No one's gonna spend 300 quid for a tablet. You know,
that was an idea that needed to keep gestating and become the Switch. Like clearly, that's what it was. It was Switch version 1.
Yeah.
I say that as someone who has a Wii
U. Barry had never gotten along with Alice.
I mean, my brother had a Wii U. I think he sold it and he rebought it again when it was cheaper.
Happened to Alice.
But he's got a Switch. He actually went as far as to get hold of the Nvidia Shield, which is basically the Switch before it became the Switch.
And was now totally disconnected from reality.
And he's just been playing around with it, but he's going to sell it to his mate. He's like, yeah, it's a nice thing to have.
I bought one because I wanted to play Breath of the Wild and didn't have the money for a Switch at the time.
Right.
There is that. It's the cheap little brother of the Switch.
Car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center. And it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops.
To pick up the...
This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station.
Right, now we're actually into combat. I swear we've been playing, nearly 40 minutes, and we haven't actually done any gameplay yet. I forgot episode 2 was literally just the biggest narrative dump.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, it's Remedy in the day, and I do like Remedy games. I was always gutted that they sold off Max Payne. Because, you know, like I said, I've been playing Max Payne 3, and, you know, it's alright as games go, but it's literally You do a bit of diving around, shoot like 5 or 6 guys, and then it's another 5 minutes of cutscene. And it's just that constantly, never stops. And it's just like, for fuck's sake, can I just play the game?
Yeah. I will say, I think this game, the first few episodes of it are definitely... They're a lot more entrenched in plot than I remember.
Yeah.
But the ending, like last and second to last episodes, I remember them being really intense.
Yeah, oh yeah, this game gets super hard.
Picks up. But it takes a minute to get there.
But I do love the idea of the way light works in this, like your grenade launcher is your flare gun and you know, stuff like that. I really do love all that, and it plays really well because I'm actually playing this with a joypad. Because normally, since I'm on PC, I would usually just play with keyboard and mouse. But I think because this game, I think was built for consoles first.
Yeah.
Even on PC, it does play well with the joypad, so. I'll put up with it. I recognise that sound effect for when you yeah, so I was hoping it was going to play something on the TV. It is.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization.
Yeah, Night Springs. Yeah, this is where American Nightmare is set. So he's trapped in this TV show in American Nightmare. So that's why it's weird. It's like that's what leads me to think that he is like God, I can't remember the actor's name from Jurassic Park. Grant, you know, the guy from In Mouth of Madness. What's these fucking? I'm having a real problem with names tonight. Yeah, but him. That's what makes me think that Alan Wake was never real.
But why would you do that? I mean,
that he's just
he's popping around in.
Yeah, that he's a fictional character that is it being so believed by its original writer, whoever that is, that he's able to move through different versions of fiction. And obviously Alan Wake, it's all books, whereas American Nightmare, he's now in a TV show, and then, you know, obviously Alan Wake 2 might add to that or might completely destroy it.
Interesting. I can see that.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I was always just like, you know, is Alan real? Is any of this real? Or is this all just, you know, like in that movie Existence, it's all about humans going into a video game that's so much like reality and they never know if they're ever out of the game after going into the game. But then the question is, were they never not in the game?
How about that? Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game.
Or my theory for Existence is that none of them are human and they're all NPCs trapped in a game. Because if you're an NPC in a game, well, you're never going to get out of the game. Because that's essentially your reality. The same as like we can never get out of this. Because this is reality and you can't escape reality. Well, you can, but that means death.
Yeah.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I mean, I do like this because this is definitely an evolution of what they were doing in Max Payne.
And I love the Twilight Zone vibe.
Yeah. Well, it was the same in the Max Payne one. Is it oh shit, what's it called? I hate this. I really need to do research before I start fucking doing stuff like this. But there's the whole pink flamingo thing in Max Payne 1 and 2. Oh, it is literally because Night Springs. Obviously, this is a piss take of Twilight Zone. Whereas in Max Payne, the TV show that you turn on is basically a piss take of Twin Peaks.
This week on address unknown. I don't want to go there. It's the last place I'd want to end up. But that's where I always end up anyway. Only, it's not me talking to the pink flamingo, but someone who looks the part down to the finest detail, except that he's evil. I'm hiding in the shadows, watching it all unfold. The flamingo speaks. It can speak here. It says, "Mirrors are more fun than television." That's, mirrors are more fun than television. Somehow I know this, just don't ask me how. not me, but my double, nods and smirks at this like it was the funniest thing in the world. And then something goes wrong, and suddenly they know I'm there, hiding behind them, and they both turn to look at me with cold eyes. And the flamingo speaks again. I have no idea what that means. And that's when I always wake up to my own scream, in that brightly lit white hospital room, strapped to my bed.
I can't remember what it's called. It's got such a weird name. But in the first Max Payne, all the TV shows are just got animated GIFs. Well, no, sorry, they're just still images. Whereas in Max Payne 2, they're more animated GIFs. But in Max Payne 3, they're just adverts for stuff. And it's like, oh, you've lost that vibe. And it's like, yeah, it's because it's not made by Remedy, so it doesn't have that same vibe. It does really feel like Rockstar trying to make a Remedy game, but not really understanding what it is to make a Remedy game.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be... I think it'd be the same as like Capcom trying to make a Konami game. You know, or Konami trying to make a Capcom game, or Nintendo trying to make a Sega game. You know, there's just that intrinsic little thing that runs through the product. And it's like, yeah, but if you don't understand what that thing was, you're not going to be able to replicate it.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people have been saying, oh, now we've got this RE2 remake, which it's... I played the demo. Have you played the demo of RE2?
Haven't. I want to go into the game with no experience.
Okay, well, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, other than saying that RE2 Remake is not a remake. It's a completely new game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... they could have called it anything, and it would still be a good game, but it's not Resident Evil 2. If that makes any sense. It's not like, say, in the same way that though the HD collection was awful for Silent Hill, regardless of that, it's not what they did with RE1. It's not what Konami tried to do with Silent Hill 2. Resident Evil 2 Remake is a reimagining of Resident Evil 2. It's
not an HD update.
No.
It's a yeah.
You know, so that's fine. And with the Capcom fan base, they seem to get a free pass. Everyone's like, okay, this isn't what we wanted from an RE2 remake. We just wanted RE2 with better graphics. But you've still made a pretty good game, so we're fine. But if Konami was to come back and remake Silent Hill 2, but do it in the same fashion, they would be crucified by their fan base.
They would. I don't know why that is.
Well, it's because there's a toxic element to the Silent Hill 2 Silent Hill fan base, and I don't understand where it comes from. I've got my inklings, and again, this is not based on anything, but Silent Hill is, for a lack of a better term, a very nihilist, very depressing video game franchise.
True.
Right? Resident Evil is horror. Yes, Silent Hill is horror, fine. But Resident Evil is B-movie horror. You know,
yes, it's not as fatalistic.
No, it's not fatalistic, and it's not trying to take itself so seriously. Granted, say 5 and 6 tried to take themselves more seriously, and it kind of failed. Whereas, because Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 especially, and 4 for a lack of a better term, are very nihilistic, very depressing video games, that brings in a certain type of audience. You know, you're going to get your general horror audience, but you're also going to appeal to a certain audience that don't get appealed to very often. And probably don't have the same kind of... You know, they're not here because of the game mechanics of Silent Hill. They're not here... They're here because Silent Hill is incredibly fucking depressing. Especially Silent Hill 2. There is no hope in that game. Like, at all. Apart from maybe the Leave ending, but other than that... Sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Just as you were saying that, it kind of occurred to me that Resident Evil being more lighthearted, you don't take it seriously, like you were saying. So there's probably this group of Silent Hill fans that take it too seriously, where it's like, this is art, you can't do this, you can't do that. Whereas Resident Evil being more relaxed, people are less likely to get pissy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
not that we don't, but
oh no, absolutely. There are definitely those detractors that think the RE2 remake is bollocks. You know, there are, but they're not as.
Probably the same people that hated the changes in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, but for some reason there just seems to be this very vocal minority, and it is a minority. Just because they shout the loudest doesn't mean there's more of them. You know, they're still a minority, but there is a very toxic minority in the Silent Hill community. I've experienced it because obviously I tried to make a Silent Hill bloody movie. But I've seen other people that get it, like some people that do like a bit of cosplay, get the toxics come after them, and it's like, for fuck's sake, it's just a bit of cosplay. They just enjoy the character. Leave them the fuck alone. You know, and I just sometimes I do put some of the blame on those Twin Perfect lads. I don't think they fucking helped. I'm not saying they are the cause, but they didn't help.
I don't know much about them, but anybody I've talked to about them kind of tells me to avoid them. So I don't know.
They love the franchise so much that they now hate it. If that makes sense.
Good, that's healthy.
You know, and it's like they love it. They loved it so much, but then their love turned. They're very much like what's her name in Fatal Attraction. You know, they're the ones boiling bunnies because their love for what it was has turned into almost a weird form of hate. And
that's pretty sad.
Yeah, they're the people that piss and moan because Konami doesn't make a new Silent Hill game, but if Konami did make a new Silent Hill game, they'd piss and moan even louder because it's not as good as Silent Hill 2. You know?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
The impossible to please. And you'll get these, and they call themselves, right? They refer to themselves as dedicated Silent Hill fans, and they are only there to tell you you're wrong. And at that point, it's just like, okay, mate, see you later, and I just walk away because there's no point. There's no point getting into a dialogue with these sorts of people because they're toxic. You know, they're the sort of people that watch that new Gillette advert and fucking ranted and raved about it. And it's like, yeah, well done. You've just proved their fucking... Yeah, you know that Gillette advert that went about toxic masculinity?
Yeah, I've seen the ad.
It's one of the most hated videos on YouTube. Literally, go to the Gillette's YouTube channel and look at the video on there and the fucking comments. And it's got, like, I think something like 2,000 likes to 240,000 dislikes or something. It's ridiculous. And all the comments are just guys calling them cunts and all the rest of it. It's like, you do realise that you've just proved their point.
Right.
And it's just like, it's just fucking, it's just, sometimes I just don't, you know, it always reminds me of what's his name? Futurama, the scientist. I can't remember his name. So I'm having a real problem with names tonight. But him, there's an episode in Futurama that's like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I'm just like, yeah.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Rusty, hang on!
Wow.
I'm coming! Please, help me!
Right, I haven't paid any attention to what I'm actually doing. We've literally been playing Alan Wake 2 and been talking about Silent Hill for like the last hour.
Ooh, I remember this part.
Do ya? I don't.
See, it's because nothing's really picked up in the game yet. We're still sort of in the creeping, tiptoeing part of the plot.
Yeah.
Game, I remember they used like storms and weather very well.
Yeah.
Hello?
Making me want to replay it.
No, it is a great game. I really do enjoy it.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, I love this game. I think I bought it very early on when it came out because it looked like it was up my alley.
Yeah.
Back when people were kind of still not sure whether to call it a classic or garbage.
Well, I got it purely because it was Remedy, and I was just like, I love Max Payne 1 and 2, so yeah, let's see what they're going to do with horror.
The lights. In the office. I have the key.
I think this might be the only Remedy game I've played.
Hang on.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
Oh, you should definitely play Max Payne 2.
Couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would
because I think probably getting Max Payne to run these days might be a bit difficult, depending on. Well, actually, I don't know. If you've got like a decent enough PC, you can play Max Payne and Max Payne 2. I wouldn't worry about Max Payne 3 because it's not Remedy. Get the lights on, okay.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
But to be fair, I don't know what they've done outside of Max Payne and Alan Wake.
They haven't done a lot outside of Quantum Break, Alan Wake, and Max Payne.
Right.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact.
I mean, I haven't played Quantum Break, but then I haven't heard any good things about it. So
I heard it was kind of fun, but like it had issues.
All right. I mean, their new one looks amazing. The game that's coming next. What's it called? It's called Contact. No.
Yeah.
Is it called Contact? No, it's not called Contact. It's the it's set in the federal. Oh, it's set in the oldest house in the world. For fuck's sake, why can't I remember anything tonight? But they've got a new game coming out where you play a female protagonist in this building that is... It's basically X-Files the building.
Control is what it looks like it's called.
Control, that's it. The Federal Bureau of Control, that's it, yeah.
August 4th, 1964. Bureau agents discover the oldest house investigating an altered world event case in the New York City subway tunnels. It's a place of power. From the outside, it looks like an ordinary building, a brutalist skyscraper. But inside, it breaks the laws of our reality, unstable, mad, shifting. There are rooms in the building where other dimensions leak in. We call these rooms thresholds. There is a connection between our minds and the unknown, often hostile forces intruding on our world. These forces gravitate toward everyday objects, a gun, a television, a house with a reputation of being haunted. So somehow, we affect these events. We're holding the key, but we don't have a clue on how to use it. We're dealing with dangerous, unknown forces here. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point, or just a necessary evil in this? We're on a mission to find answers to these questions. Or die trying.
The oldest house is a shifting place. There are rules and rituals. You can keep traveling deeper.
This is Zachariah Trench, the director of the Federal Bureau of Control.
That looks amazing.
This looks cool.
Yeah, because she has a gun that she can morph into other guns because she has like psychic ability or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then I'm
It's
assuming
like
that
the lead writer of Alan Wake is the lead writer on the project.
oh, Sam Lake, yeah, I think he wrote writes everything for Remedy.
Nice.
Because I'm sure. Well, I say I'm sure. I think he wrote this.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down.
Which then makes it sad that the book was crap.
Well, there's another thing. I wonder if it was written in English originally or in Finnish, since they're,
They are Finnish. Yes, they
so
are.
it could be the translator who sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
For the moment, bathed in the cold
If they
light,
meant to make
was
it
safe.
bad, because it kind of reads like a grocery store dime novel, you know?
Yeah,
Like something you'd pick up at the supermarket.
Maybe they were doing it on purpose then, because like because basically Alan Wake in this world, shall we say, is basically an analogy for Stephen King, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then Stephen
I
King,
will give Stephen King at least the credit of being better than this.
Right.
Like, he's not my favorite, he's better than this.
Okay.
If you haven't read much of him, I would at least read Carrie. It's probably the biggest influence on Silent. Well, I say that, but The Mist was a bigger influence on the first game. Carrie was a big influence on the series as a whole, and it's probably my favorite of the books.
The ground was covered with oily patches.
I actually haven't read The Mist.
Darkness.
Yeah, again, I've only ever watched Carrie the movie.
Which I've heard is good. I've only ever read the book.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about the whole bloody prom now.
Oh yeah, the pig blood.
Mhm.
Fuck you.
His Dark Tower series was good, but it's talk about impossible to read.
Okay.
Every book gets harder.
Which probably explains why. Though I did watch the movie, you know, with again, names. Fucking hell. With those people that were in it. Idris Elba, that's not his name. Idris,
I heard that movie was so bad.
Yeah, but I think it's only bad if you know the books. Because I don't know the books. I watched the movie and I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was amazing. I'm not going to go out and watch it again. But I enjoyed.
You know what to compare it to.
Yeah, I had nothing to compare it to, so I enjoyed what I watched. But everyone says it's the worst thing ever. But then hearing that these books are near impossible to understand anyway, so how the fuck are you going to make a movie out of them then?
I don't know why they decided to make a movie out of those. That is not. That would be like trying to make a movie out of Game of Thrones, which is like impossible. There's too much going on. There's too much like people standing around and talking. Tower is a lot of talking and running.
Right.
Wasn't my favorite. I never finished it.
At all times.
You get one really cool line out of it, which was what was it? The man in black crossed the desert and the gunslinger followed.
Okay. I mean, there was some really cool reloading stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he reloads his gun and stuff. There's some really cool little things, but I guess that's not what the book's about. I don't know.
I don't know, it's been a while. It was kind of a weird sort of what it was about, because he kept everything secret, and it would take entire books for you to realize, oh, this is some sort of, he's on a vengeance quest or something. It's been a while, but I didn't get enough into them to want to finish them.
Okay. Well, I just killed the game warden, wherever he was.
Yeah.
And then he just disappeared, so I guess he wasn't real to begin with. Oh! Jesus! No need for violence.
See, that's Alan Wake is nice and peaceful until it's not.
Yeah, sorry, we've literally had like 45 minutes of nothing, and all of a sudden it's blowing away the local fucking population of Twin Peaks.
Yeah, not awkward at all.
But that's another thing, is like Alan just kind of goes into this like, yep, just going to point it towards these guys and blow them away, I'm not going to question any of it. Which again just
granted,
leads...
they are trying to like kill him.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. I mean, you could make the same argument with any character from Silent Hill. They seem to be very quick to shoot things in the face. But,
and if I saw any of that coming at me, I might shoot it in the face too.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like, well, you need to put yourself in that kind of a situation. And
Alan Wake's a little more questionable because they do look like people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they are throwing axes at me, but...
Yeah. Like, it's self-defense, but you are shooting people.
Yeah.
At least explode in light and don't leave behind bodies.
Forget about it.
Well, yeah.
It's just
yeah.
me going crazy.
Very much the Invaders, isn't it?
Mm.
If you've ever watched that TV show, you might know what I'm talking about.
But you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin.
But I'm
Don't
not exactly
open the door
Architect
for
David
anyone.
Vincent.
I mean it.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about at all.
No. Never heard of it.
The Invaders. A Quinn Martin production. Starring Roy Finnis as Architect David Vincent.
It's a TV show from what I'm assuming would probably be the late 50s, early 60s, where it makes a big point about the main character being an architect. It even says it in the opening credits, Architect David Vincent. Though him being an architect never comes up in the show. And on one fateful night when, and this is verbatim, where he's looking for a shortcut he never found, he sees aliens land near this gas station, an abandoned gas station, and then of course tries to convince people that there's an alien invasion going on, but no one believes him. And the aliens look like people, but their little pinky finger sticks out when they hold things because they've only got 3 fingers and 1 thumb, and the little finger's fake. And of course when you kill them they just disappear, so you can never prove that they were ever there.
In that last
wow.
Yeah, and this, I think it ran for 2 seasons. I think it was 2 seasons and never got concluded.
But she made him feel young.
And then they tried to bring it back, I think in 2000, with Scott Bakula in the title role after his epic as Samuel Beckett in fuck's sake, what is with me tonight? Quantum Leap. There you go. Remember Quantum Leap?
Very, very, very little. I know it through other people. But like he jumped in other people or something.
Yeah, hoping that his next leap would be the leap home.
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished. He awoke to find himself trapped in the past, facing mirror images that were not his own, and driven by an unknown force to change history for the better. His only guide on this journey is Al, an observer from his own time, who appears in the form of a hologram that only Sam can see and hear. And so Dr. Beckett finds himself leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home.
No, Scott Bakula, probably more famously known for ruining Star Trek. Because he was in the Star Trek series Enterprise.
Oh yeah, I do recognize him. I knew who he was and didn't put the name to the face.
He's also in, I believe, NCS New Orleans as well. But I always known him from Quantum Leap.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Yeah, but what's down here, Alan? Why is it making me go down there when I can go over here? No remedy. Hiding. Yep. But yeah, I don't think I've paid any notice to this at all. I've been playing it, but we've just been talking about anything but. I found a shotgun though, so that's always good.
Yeah, there really isn't anything much happening yet. I forgot how, like... It's not exactly slow, because it's a pretty short game.
Yeah.
But the first couple episodes are definitely less action-packed.
Well, I think the first episode had more action in than this one. Because, I mean, you have your little intro, don't you? Then Alice gets captured, and it's just literally Alan gunning down people as he's trying to make his way out of the forest. And then this
apparently this one's the slow walk to Lover's Peak.
Yeah, and this one
because later they'll like throw literal mountains at you.
Yeah, yeah, it's just weird. I didn't remember it being, shall we say? I think the pace is a little off, but then I guess if you were playing it without stopping, I guess the pace isn't off.
Yeah. Though, what difficulty are you on?
Well, this is normal, but normal on the PC is hard on consoles.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe it would be more action-packed with hard, but I guess not.
Oh, Christ. Oh, come on, Alan. I pressed the dodge button.
I do love how the colors go all faded when you're injured.
Oh, there we go. Got a bit of slow-mo action there.
Guy did a flip.
Hey, Cerberus.
Killed him so hard he jumped for joy.
Yeah. Hey, Cerberus, how's it going, mate? Am I supposed to answer this phone? Yes.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
No,
or maybe, yeah, maybe.
No, they wouldn't know it.
Because you're trying to with that guy that has your wife. Maybe he's calling.
Yeah, no, I pressed. There was no indication. Right, it wants me to go up there. So what's up here? Right, did I got a shotgun and all I had was 2 bullets. That's really handy. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm already out of pistol ammo as well. Oh, good God.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
This game is basically run for your life when you don't have any ammo.
Yeah.
There's no, like, melee attacks that I remember.
No, he doesn't have the ability to do anything. Apart from he's got a real powerful kick that you can't
fell
use.
off the face of the earth when he left the diner.
Yeah,
Rose was just
apparently.
the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help.
You're watching
She was
Hardware on
smart, too.
Blu-ray. I
Knew a
love
lot
that
about what
movie.
was
Well,
going on
I say I
in
loved it. I loved it when I was a
Knew lot
kid,
about
and when I
Al.
rewatched it, I
Even
wasn't
knew
as
who Barry
impressed.
Barry
But
liked her.
it is a
That
great
was no
movie.
big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
I like Hardware because it's got a real lecherous character in it, and the movie was produced by the Weinsteins. It's like when real life invades art.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, Hardwired. It's kind of I think it was a British American. I know it's definitely got British influences in it. It was a British American movie, post-apocalyptic, kind of cyberpunk. Really cool art style, made on a very small budget.
You've always been my favorite subject.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow, what's that?
There's a droid running crazy in my lounge.
Ah. It's okay, we can go to my place.
Don't!
You don't want to keep these closed. You won't be able to see Santa Claus coming.
Jill, you in there? Get right on down to Reno's for your radiation-free reindeer steaks. Hurry while stocks last.
Where I need to go, because there's light. No animal likes light.
Yeah, I think that might be where you need to go.
Yeah.
Lovely if this game had a mini map, but I guess that would make it too easy.
Well, that I think that thing in the top left is supposed to be a mini map, but it's not exactly a map, is it?
Yeah, it's more of a compass.
Well,
yeah.
it's more of a suggestion. Right. Well, that's a good checkpoint. Ah, more shotgun. Thank you. Yes, I shall reload that shotgun. You're actually giving me enough ammo to do something with. Right. In there. Yeah, apparently that was a... So I've been told that's a low budget. I mean, that's not a low budget for me. Christ, if I was given $1.5 million to make a movie, that'd be more money than I've ever seen in my lifetime. Oh, hello, mate. Oh, Christ.
Just walk out of that freaking tree.
Up you go. Come here. Oh shit! He literally come out of nowhere. Alan, thank you. Oh, yeah, throw things. Shit.
It'd be nice if you could like beam them over the head with your flashlight and get them that way.
Well, yeah, I mean it is weird to not have some kind of melee, but then I've got this slow motion dodge, haven't I? I suppose that's supposed to be the. Okay, there you go. That's everything you need to know about the great old one. Oh. I don't know, maybe they're trying to make an analogy that the evil was trapped in this giant tree, and then when lightning struck it, it released the evil.
Maybe. I hadn't thought of that.
I think it's more of a... Well, it would fit. I think it's more like a pagan kind of thing. Again, and these guys are Finnish, so they would be into their pagan myth.
I wonder how big Baba Yaga is up there.
I would assume.
I think it's originally Slovakia, maybe, but I'm pretty sure nowadays it's all over in Europe.
Oh yeah.
Because I did a little research on it for The Witcher.
Oh, okay.
For this game, but.
Ah. Shit. Well, I guess we're running, Alan, because we're out of ammo.
Can you imagine, though?
Oh, look, he's got the stamina of an old man as well, which really helps.
Oh, it does. I remember. Oh. Imagine just having to stuff your pocket full of batteries, and you're just jingling as you run around because you have 60 different AA batteries in your pocket.
Oh, I'm going to die before I get there.
You might make it. Oh, come on.
No, because now he's not. No. He just stopped on the bridge as well for no reason. He wouldn't move. Right, well, I'm not going to bother fighting these idiots then. I'm just going to run.
Yeah.
Thanks for the camera angle. Come on, old man.
Yeah, he really has no stamina.
No,
he runs
none.
for like 2 seconds and decides he's tired.
And I'm just getting hit at every turn as well. Now I'm dead again.
If it helps, I remember dying a lot at this part too.
I also remember at least one bat enough to kill him there. Oh, nice one, Alan. You just literally dodged into 2 blows. Oh, one just died. I don't know why. Not going to argue. Chucking your invincible, unlimited axes at me.
Now, where do they pull those axes out of?
The etheric, I guess. Screw you. Quick, into the light. No. I mean, I'd have died anyway because it was a bloody quick time. I meant to turn his light back on, but I was screwed either way.
Yeah.
Right, can we get... Thank you. Some energizer batteries, more product placement, and some revolver ammo.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Okay. Yeah, I also, since I got the PC version, I also managed to turn off the motion blur as well, which it forces on you. You have to download a bloody patch to get rid of the motion blur. Because you can add a launch option to turn off all blur, but then it turns off the blur on the Taken and the blur on the...
Oh, that's a cool part.
Yeah, exactly. On the like the whirlwinds and stuff. But someone in the community, because there's always someone in the community, made, made a an object file for the blur, just so it just turns off the motion blur. Because otherwise, turning the camera like that would just look like you're having a seizure on PC because everything's so much crisper. So I had to get rid of that. Right, we've just got some more bullets. Oh, what do you want, sir? I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. He's a big one as well.
Oh yeah, those guys are hard.
Back up. Oh my Christ, there's a lot of them.
Yep.
Oh, I just literally got turned over.
Oh, we were complaining that the game was slow.
I know, and then all of a sudden it's just gone insane.
Everywhere.
And I'm dead. Fucking hell. Well, then they do say normal is hard from the console version. And they're not like...
I remember having some difficulty with this game.
Alright, I'm gonna have to back up.
I think it's probably because Alan Wake is made of, like, cheese.
He's made of suggestions.
He's
certainly not made of sterner stuff, I'll tell you that much. Right, I'm going up here, so we can funnel them a bit better. Right. Back up. Oi! Oh, Oh, and he's got to reload every bullet as well. I forgot that.
Yeah, because it's like a revolver or something, right?
Yeah. Where the fuck did you spring from?
Hell, probably.
Fuck. Okay. Bloody hell. Come on, old man.
He's probably only supposed to be like 30, but he has... Oh.
That's what I mean, he can run for about 30 yards and then he's literally dead. It's like, because if I had that kind of stamina at his age, I would be concerned.
Needs to start working out.
I mean, yeah, I get it, he's a writer, but come on.
Right? I'm a writer, I can run. Can't do a marathon, but if my life was in danger, I think I could run.
I mean, yeah, I spend most of my time sat on my ass editing, but I can run, you know, 2 miles a day, thank you very much.
Yeah, he looks like he runs a foot and gets tired.
Yeah. Yeah, he literally just like, oh, this is too much. Fuck Alice, she can drown.
Right?
Okay, well this seemed, alright, more history of, where are we? Bright Falls, is it?
Yeah. Remember what the name of the town was, and was Twin Peaks the name of the town?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was, because I thought Bright Falls was kind of a sort of hint at the influences on the game.
Oh yeah, I mean this is, you know, take this and take Deadly Premonition, slap them together, and you've basically got Twin Peaks the game. Okay. Over? I always forget he's got a jump.
Yeah, he doesn't use it much.
No.
I mean, the frickin' he can kick things to death. He can jump 2 feet in the air, but he can't run. Okay.
The trees or the coffee. He now knew that
Yeah, he's got perfect aim. You know, he doesn't have to worry about kickbacks from guns or anything, but he can only run 2 foot before having a coronary.
But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch at any cost.
Right, well, I'm finally at Lover's Peak, and I'm starting to get weird downpour flashbacks. Now that whole section in Downpour where you in the minecart.
Yeah.
And then that weird bit in Downpour where you get to meet that guy who's going to commit suicide, and you get 2 options, but both options still lead to him killing himself.
Yeah, granted, I don't know. He kind of had it coming, but...
Well, yeah.
Little nicer.
But that's the thing in Downpour, is it constantly gives you options, but no matter what option you take, it doesn't change the outcome. You know,
yeah,
it's like...
they didn't. That was one of the weakest parts of that game to me. They didn't commit enough to actually making it a game with choices that have meaning. Wanted to tell a specific story, so it was like you really needed to do one or the other, and the game would have been better off without the little prompts that really didn't do anything and were very good or bad, you know?
Yeah.
It was like obvious, oh, this is the good and this is the bad. Or save her life.
Well, yeah.
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
You see, so this guy can see the Taken as well,
That
so it's not
flashlight's
only
kid
affecting
stuff.
Alan.
The flares will keep the bastards away.
Yeah.
Meaning that Alan's not insane. Unless he's fabricated this guy to back up his own hallucination.
Come on, we gotta move. Why?
Unless it's all in his head.
Because that's the way the story goes. Yeah, but let's move.
See, he just said about the story, so he's clearly a character.
I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him. It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper. Come on, Wake! You better keep up.
But then he's the kidnapper as well. So, but I thought he was working for the Taken. And
I think he explains, maybe. If I remember right.
Where's my gun? I don't have a gun anymore.
I'm pretty sure he takes care of this. Which is nice. Why can't we just have him do
he's not doing a bloody good job. I'm still getting my ass kicked. Yeah, talking about the dodge, Cerberus, it don't work well on 60 frames either, mate. 90% of the time I'm pressing dodge and Alan's just standing there picking his nose.
I've got a gun.
Yeah.
Just keep that light steady on him.
Yeah, come on then, we need to...
But then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence.
Well, I'm not going to wait
he
around
was
for
the
him.
kidnapper.
We're going to move.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. Hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. This guy's going to get flared.
What I got for you?
Follow the kidnapper? Well, I would if he'd hurry up.
Right. Maybe the kidnapper needs to work on his stamina too.
Yeah. Ciao.
Busy kidnapping to go to the gym.
This one over here.
Lover's Peak, right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off. Give me the gun.
Box.
No can do, Wake. Are you kidding? Give me the gun. No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it.
That one doesn't seem to be scared. He just ran right through that flare.
That'll keep him off.
He's a do or die type Taken.
Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it.
I'll move it. You can fucking lose it.
That's right.
Come on, big kid.
Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Yeah, well, I'm Alan Wake. I can run for 2 foot before dying.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming. Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming! That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake. Get your ass ready, Wake. That's right. You just keep up. Die already, die!
Whoa. Ah. Too busy putting the flare down to do a dodge move. Who are you even shooting at? There you go, look.
He sees invisible Taken that you don't see. So he's shooting the enemies you don't even know are there.
Right, look. I've taken off their shadows. Would you please just deal? Yeah, great. You're the one with the gun. What are you showing me? Oh, that they're coming in from behind as well. Excellent.
Oh boy. Couldn't he come equipped with like a rifle or something?
That's what I mean.
If he knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, where's your fucking Uzi? And I'm just getting hit with the shit out of it. I'm dead.
Last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as
Oh,
long as they keep
Alan.
coming. Give me the goddamn
Well, at least you
gun.
made it to
They're
that
coming.
point.
That's not how this goes.
Yeah.
Get with the program, Wake.
Right, well I'm gonna... torch these ones. Right, look. I can't do any more. Dude!
Be more useful, man. Or give me the gun.
That's what I mean. Right, nice. I killed him. Think now you're not shooting the guy that's right in front of you.
You just keep coming.
That guy can actually die.
Well, actually, it would be helpful because then I could use the gun.
Just take the weapon.
Right, have some flares. Get out of my face. Oh, you don't give a fuck. Alan, duck. Alright, don't then.
Hey, shoot the guy.
Kill him. Hey!
Alright.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, sure. Piece of cake, he says.
Oh, and then a guy comes in and gets a double whammy on me and I can't see him. Oh, and there's a big one.
There's two big ones, isn't there? Oh no, that guy's not big.
No, this one is. Right, there you go. Shoot him. Or not. Don't shoot anyone then. I don't know.
Who wants to live?
Yeah. Who knew this game was so nihilistic?
Yeah.
There we go. These two now, dickhead. Come on. That's it. Now in. Oh, come on. Right. Let's deal with this fuck.
I guess the big guy's going after the other two.
Yeah. Is it done? Fine.
Let's cut the act now.
Oh, good.
Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
Should have done that before, Alan.
Oh, good job. Okay. Such a powerhouse, but he can't run.
Yeah. Now you can punch a man through through lumber.
Wood? I don't know.
Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
So the guy knew about the manuscript, so he must know the
Alice,
power of the
and he
manuscript,
wanted the
right?
manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no
But why
manuscript
would
to
he
give
know
him.
about it?
I had to get back to Barry and figure out my
I think it's implied that he kind of is hung around and overheard or figured something out and is trying to take advantage of it. I don't think he's tied into the actual enemy of the game, though.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than
Something
that, it was
malicious
something
and
of
malign.
its own, something malicious and malign.
Somebody brought out their cinnamon book.
He turned into something else, something foreign.
Pass me the
Nothing was
thesaurus.
safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant until now.
Okay, cool. But I mean, Phobia of the Dark, that's a new one. Good, yeah, let's go. Ah, wonderful. Hello.
Oh.
But then
Don't you like that?
I am getting some weird, like we were saying before, that there's a possibility that this was. I turned down Silent Hill game. Well, isn't all of this very much like the opening of Downpour before you get to Silent Hill?
Well, they were both based heavily on like a Northern America sort of wilderness. Similar look to them.
Right.
It's wild. I've driven through places like this. They look insane. It really looks like you walked into a horror movie.
Oh, bloody hell. Man traps everywhere. That's not pleasant. Why put man traps out here? Unless you're hiding something. I mean, I don't think I ever found all of the manuscript pages, even when I completed them.
I never finished my complete run through to doing that.
No.
I have so many games I need to complete, and now I was trying to complete all my run-throughs of Kingdom Hearts before the third one came out, and that's not gonna happen now.
Well, I mean, how many Kingdom Hearts games are there? Because I know there's not just 1 and 2. I mean, there's loads of subsets and shoot-offs, isn't there?
There's 2, 3, 4. So there might be like 6, I think.
Right. And are they all canon, or are some?
Yes, because they're all Tetsuya Nomura's crazy brain children.
Right.
I really do enjoy playing 90% of them.
Okay.
But he's definitely. It's like, I can't say he's a bad writer because he manages to make it feel emotional, but he's crazy. Like, with all these weird things he's pulling into one another. It's hard to explain unless you've been entrenched in this for 20 years, but he keeps adding layers upon layers of weird lore to this series. He is the same person and they're all inside a dream or something. Like, okay.
She let Wake go without argument. Because
they're super fun to play. I'm really excited about the new one.
Something that
I haven't played any of them. But they are they traditional sort of Final Fantasy fare?
That hair trigger rage
no.
Up without
they're very of like weapon building and item collecting and stat building, sort of, depending on which one you play.
Right.
But they're a lot more like beat 'em ups. But honestly, they're really rewarding. It's hard to explain. It's just really fun to play.
Okay.
If you've never played any, at least play the first one.
Right. Did I think because it's a square, right? Yeah. I think I just saw, it's just because it had Final Fantasy characters, and I think, it's just Final Fantasy, so I just avoided it because I'm not.
It definitely took influence from them, but it's not like a turn-based RPG.
Right.
It's not.
Okay. Because I'm not a fan.
There's a little bit of freedom to it. You can kind of play the game in what order you want, but it's not like open world.
Right. What the fuck?
Ooh.
I'm getting sick of this fucking.
Wow, he just came out of the other one.
Yeah. Right, is it regenerating health? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely hard mode on the console.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 60 real fast.
Yeah. Die, bitch. Yeah, because I don't remember it being this hard when I played it on 360.
It must be the hard mode.
Yeah.
I remember having some difficulty with the original game, but part of that was just, I think, delayed reactions to some things. I remember the dodge button sucking so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The dodge button sucks. The dodge button sucks now though. I mean, it doesn't. It's because he doesn't have any animation cancelling. If you're already committed to doing if you're committed to reload or something.
Yeah. You're just stuck.
You're just stuck, and you're gonna take a hit.
You definitely made me rethink playing this on hard mode.
Yeah. Well, this is just normal on PC, but apparently normal is hard mode, and I can attest to that.
Wow.
I should have played this. I should have played.
I hate when they do that kind of thing. Like, just make normal.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I found that out is because obviously I always check PC Gaming Wiki before I play any PC game, because 9 times out of 10 you're dealing with a sloppy port that's going to require X amount of patches from the community to make it work properly. And one of the things was normal mode on PC is hard mode on the console. And I was like, oh god,
I never finished.
Right. I should fucking put it on easy. Sorry,
Devil May Cry 3 had that issue. American DMC3's normal mode was Japan's hard mode, so I never finished that game. It was literally impossible.
Why is it with guys? I mean, I like the additional camera, but for fuck's sake, stop having them sneaking up behind me if you're just gonna... Look at that!
Right.
I feel like I'm playing Fog the game sometimes, and these guys come at me with stickles and shit.
They literally can just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah. Down to fucking bullets again. Make it through the woods. Yeah, you make it through the woods. Oh, and I've gone to a dead end. Also up the tree.
Ooh.
Oh. Don't be throwing shit at me when I'm on the tree. I can't dodge.
Right? You dodge into the abyss. I love all these weather effects, though.
Come on.
Ha!
Yeah. As soon as I stepped out, he's there. Holy fuck.
He's just waiting.
He's just waiting. What a bitch.
Right? I like how he disappears if you're in the light, but he's still there.
Yeah. Bullhand. Oh, I've made him move though, so that's something. Ah! And he killed himself. Ah.
Good job.
Right, what's this? Grab it. Read it. I do like the fact he reads it aloud, so I don't have to.
One desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've got to fight a chainsaw dude to end this episode.
Oh boy. That sucks.
Yeah, so I just want to... I've got the hunting rifle though, so that's always good.
Good.
I do want to try and finish the episode before we call it quits, because we've already gone over time. So you alright for a minute?
Yeah. I think we're close to the end.
Yeah. This fucking son
Rude.
I don't know. Right, I don't want to waste them. Yeah,
The environments of this game are really strong. I think that was one of the best aspects of it. Gameplay was a little rough.
That it had just fallen here, but it was very
It's
old.
gorgeous.
Obviously hadn't flown in decades.
Except for like facial, I don't know, something about facial animation at that time just was a little off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
You can tell that they actually flew out there and took a look at the area. I think they actually went to the small town area that was what they used as inspiration for Twin Peaks.
Oh,
I can't remember the name.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's in Washington somewhere.
Really, just flares? I could have done more ammo.
Nope.
Enough. Well, fine. It's... Okay, that was odd. Go find Mr. Chainsaw and get my ass killed. Yeah, I need to be some arsehole behind me. Whoa!
Whoa, okay. Apparently he can run.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They can run. Oh, you fuck.
Guy looked like the frickin' Flash.
And another one behind me. For fuck's sake. Whoa!
Jeez. This place really is full.
Back up. Thank you. Taking too many bullets to die. Well, it's another checkpoint at least.
Yeah.
Oh, more hunting rifle there, so that's good. Use that. The inevitable chainsaw dude.
Oh yeah. He's coming.
Oh yeah. Assuming sure, I'm gonna 100 people appear behind me. Or in front of me. Yeah, you can. No, throwing shit.
I love the creepy dialogue. I don't know, nice layer of eeriness, like wrongness to it.
Yeah, it's... I'm not sure if they're speaking in tongues or speaking backwards.
They're saying things from their daily life in really fucked up, messed up ways. And it really works, especially later. There's a couple fights with specific characters that just... I remember that the dialogue stood out so much to me. They did a really good job with that. but it really acts as a really strong way of reinforcing that these things aren't human anymore. It's creepy.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Emily and their physics. Oh, I think I'm starting to remember this section. I swear I've got to fight this chainsaw gun in a really small enclosure or something. Just makes it
I honestly don't remember.
I
feel like he's coming.
Yeah.
That, and he's not going to show up at the end of the episode.
I think the problem with this game is because the environments are generally the same in every level. You know, it's always in the pine woods. You know, fighting lumberjack monsters. That I kind of have a problem trying to remember one level from another.
Yeah.
But then it was, God, when did this game come out? Quite a while ago.
2006, I want to say, but I could be wrong.
Well, around that time would be the last time I played it, so.
Yeah.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage
Yeah, pretty
site,
much.
breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird?
Oh, it was 2010.
2010?
Hell, it's always weird, Thornton.
Not as old as I
Just
thought.
a question of sorting out what
sense.
kind of weird it is this time around.
Yeah, no, that would make sense, yeah. Around the same time I was at uni, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah, because Dave always liked playing this game. Yeah, that's right. Dave is someone I went to uni with. Oh, there we go, he's super kick that you can only use to hit objects and not people.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Poor old Barry. I think it's this one when Barry's like strapped. It is out because I don't think Barry's in American Nightmare, is he? It's a bit when Barry's just strapped with Christmas lights. So funny. Right,
I don't know how he struck that together, and where he got Christmas lights at whatever time of year this is.
Right, well,
He's probably my favorite character.
Oh yeah, definitely. Barry's definitely my favorite character because Alan's just so difficult to like.
Yeah. And you don't see much of the other characters. Like, they're not bad, you just don't know them.
No, you don't really get to know Alice hardly at all. But then Alice is just the typical damsel in distress, isn't she?
Yeah, she just kind of vanishes. I think it would be kind of neat because of the way the game ends if Alice was a bigger role in the next one.
Yeah.
Because it's set up where it could work that way, but I don't think they'll do it.
Well, yeah, because they could go down the same sort of roads as say Dead Space, because obviously in Dead Space Nicole is very much the damsel and not really very present in the game other than very much near the end, whereas in Dead Space 2 she's very present pretty much throughout the entire game.
Be aware of Widowmakers.
If you say so.
He looks friendly.
Yep, now he's dead. Oh yes, more hunting rifles. Thank you very much. Not using it yet.
I have a feeling they're building up to Chainsaw Guy.
Yeah, absolutely. They are certainly tooling me up. Though I am severely lacking batteries, which I feel is a problem. I mean, the torch will relight itself, it takes forever. I was wondering why they went with Energizer and not Duracell.
I'm guessing they got money from them. I would think they would.
Yeah, but you think Duracell would want that product placement?
Mm-hmm.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Does it ever really explain the Taken?
Yes, they do.
What do they say?
Basically, this power that's in the town, sort of, it can take people, and what they, it sort of infests their body and takes over them, kind of like a pod person or something.
Oh, okay. So it's got a bit
So
of
it's the
body
town
snatcher.
controlling them, or not the town, but the power in the area.
Right. So what is this power? It's not the whole Indian burial relic.
They haven't explained it. That's one of the things, like, Alan Wake ended with a lot of questions. Like, there is a power in the town, and it's some kind of old world fairy tale kind of, but they don't say where it came from or why. Which is why I was really looking forward to a sequel that hasn't come.
Jesus, I don't want to waste my batteries on you fucks. Ah, that was almost a perfect dodge until old man Alan. Right, finally. Move. Move! Fucking idiot. That was a bit too clutch.
This is a pretty looking scene right there, though.
Yeah.
You're dying, but it looks great. No chainsaw guy, huh?
No, not yet. He's coming though.
We're almost to the end, so maybe that's where he pops in. Probably that would be it. Like, you're about to walk into safety, and he's like, "Hello."
Oh. Yeah, logging is a hazard. Yeah, here he is. Hello.
Hi,
Thanks
dude.
for letting me get as close to you as possible.
You're the devil.
Right, we need to utilize all of the facilities provided to us. Can't see shit.
Yeah, he's hard to look at. When he has a friend.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
Trying to kill his friend. Come here, you. Oh, great, Adam. Right. Yeah, you like that? Bitch. Sit. Yeah, fuck you.
Nice.
Shine. Really my imagination, right? Right, well, seem to be where we want to be. If I
I didn't realize the name of this place was Elderwood.
yeah, I know.
I keep talking
Little
about,
Still on the nose, eh?
old places.
Open the door.
Everything is old.
Yeah.
Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Was supposed to be a PS2 game, was it? I didn't know that.
I remember it was in development for a long time.
Yeah? Alright. I think I only heard about it when it was released. That must have been during the time when Remedy sold Max Payne. I guess they must have been in trouble, because why would you sell Max Payne?
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Well, like I said, Max Payne 3 is not a bad game, it's just not a Max Payne game. Right. Okay.
I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
Uh-huh, so now I need the keys. We thought we were near the end.
Should be. Because there's only 6 chapters. They're divided up.
Yeah.
I think the National Forest is one section, so leaving here is gonna be the end of it.
It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's an FBI agent in it, because how could there not be? It's basically Twin Peaks.
Of course.
Shots ringing in my ears. I leaped.
But if I remember right, this FBI agent is kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's no Dale Cooper.
Yeah.
He's very much anti-crazy, whereas Dale Cooper is just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and it wouldn't be a horror game unless we ended up in the shitter.
Right?
What is it with horror games and toilets? Well, horror in general and toilets. There's always a toilet.
I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Japan, there's a lot of folklore and myths that originate in bathrooms that, like, murdered or killed. So it's kind of a cultural thing for them to be afraid of the bathroom. I don't know about the rest of the world. Maybe they just picked up on it.
I think they just picked up on it.
You can create it, shape it, but
because yeah, every single Silent Hill game has a level in a bathroom, and an interviewer was like, "What is up with that?" And he was like, "In Japan, that's just we're scared of bathrooms."
The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Oh yeah, that's right. The FBI guy constantly refers to Alan as different authors, doesn't he? Hey! Jump scaring son of a bitch.
I interrupted him. He was on the toilet. Give him his privacy.
No, he was only looking for bog roll. Right, I vaguely remember that you can drive vehicles in this game. Have I got to drive?
A very short period of time, and I remember it being so wild.
Yeah, I think this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Flipping it over off the cliff.
Yeah. No doubt. Gosh.
At least you get to run people over.
Well, yeah, there is that. Again, apparently this is holdover from when it was supposed to be an open world game.
Oh, that makes sense.
But they seriously need to improve their driving mechanics if it was going to be open world.
Yeah.
Oh,
luckily, there's not a lot of it.
Yeah,
If I remember right, if you just break the car and it can't go anywhere, you just have to walk the rest of the way. It's like, oh boy, this is fun gameplay.
I mean, this thing steers like a bow. Yeah, this is when you give it to Rockstar.
Right?
Yeah.
One thing that game can do, or those series.
Yeah.
Very good at cars.
Very good. Or I get the boys from Criterion to do it. You know, they did the Burnout for it series. How the fuck? Huh? How do I get out at this point? How do I get out? Because I can't get past this, so...
Press away.
Yeah. Oh,
the
good.
flare gun was
Grenade
probably
launcher.
the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
I'm wasting it now. Whoa! Guess I do want to waste it. Holy shit, what did you come from?
I like how we see Jax flying through the air first.
No, I didn't. Fuck you. If I would return the barrier, I'm trapped in the house. Waste of hunting.
So how many people does this small town have that it can afford to lose this many to this dark power?
I know, I've literally taken out pretty much half the town.
Yeah, they don't have anybody left. They have one dude working a gas station.
That's what I mean.
And that's it.
They haven't got any lumberjacks left, that's for sure.
No. Oh, goodness. My cat's mad that I'm not paying attention to her, so she just tried to knock my microphone off the desk.
Son of a bitch, where's my wife? Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Really? There's nothing in here? I was hoping to be ammo at least. Damn it. Well, that's a barrier then. What's it with horror games and calling characters barriers? Oh, Alan's nearly dead. Nearly giving him a coronary. Lay off the fucking lattes.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Save Barry from the birds. Okay. Are they? Always attack.
Ow! Ow! I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Oh, there they are. Always behind me. Shit.
Of course. And, oh, freaking...
Also, what is it with horror games as well? It's always making birds to be, like, evil enemies.
This is totally the fault of the Bird movie. The Stephen King's The Birds.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Tolkien's the reason that every single freaking RPG has to have giant spiders in it.
Yeah, yeah.
People should think before they create monsters. They should think about how it's going to affect my life and all the media I watch from then on.
I'll make them go away, please.
Doing my best, Barry. Ah, hold the fuck still.
I don't think they want to.
The goddamn horrible situation is that I'm not allergic to birds. Shoot.
Next time you attack, you're gonna get flared. Come on. They're doing something wrong here. Why are they not attacking? Alright, look. That's it. I don't know if I have to shoot them or not. There you go, you flare, bitch. Ah, no. That still doesn't do it.
If I remember right, the birds
they killed me.
Also
he wouldn't reload the flare gun. For fuck's sake!
Just pecked to death by ravens.
Yeah. And I kept pressing reload, and he just wouldn't reload the bloody flare gun.
Al, I am so glad you're here.
If I remember right, I think the birds in this are also kind of inspired by Norse myth, since they pull so much from that. So maybe it's supposed to be like Odin's birds attacking.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. There we go, I'm shooting. I'm dead. No, and they've killed me. I don't get it. They won't die.
Al! Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake, which one behind me?
Is that I'm not allergic to birds. Shoot! Oh, crap.
we should just, like, open the door and hide in there until daylight and the birds go away.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, the thing is, I've tried everything. I've tried the flare gun, I've tried the hunting rifle.
I think you're getting them. I remember it taking forever. I love how they can still get you on the freaking porch.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Get it? Oh.
There they are. Something's there.
Looks like there's not that many left.
Well, here's a huge cluster in there.
These things because they're not really hard. They're basically just time sucks, and he has so little health that you mess up once or twice and you gotta start over.
Yeah.
Very obnoxious.
And there they go again. They go ape shit. I just don't. First, I'm not doing anything. I just keep recollecting. And I'm supposed to do something, but I don't know what it wants. Normally, you just burn them and they fuck off. You know, like that. It just doesn't seem to be.
It just seems like they keep coming and coming.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by like time suck. Because you're killing them, it just takes forever.
I don't want to go out there because I'll instantly die. This is getting fucking on. Fucking hell, finally!
They're gone!
Like there should be victory music playing.
Yeah. Fucking cunt.
I'm
shoot
sorry
you in the
for
face.
thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives.
But it looks like you finished the episode.
Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared.
Bullshit final boss fight.
The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Oh, poor old Rose.
Bit makes me sad.
But yeah, they've got a lot to conclude in this story, so yeah, I do hope they eventually get round to making Alan Wake.
I do. Because there's so much that just didn't get addressed in this one.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, does make for good horror. You don't want to know everything. That's where it usually falls to bits.
Obviously, the answer is to answer some of the questions and ask more questions in the next one.
Yeah. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was episode 2 of Alan Wake. So, that will conclude the stream tonight. So, thank you, AJ, for joining me for this.
No problem.
And what we're going to hopefully do next Thursday is, if I can get it ready in time, is we're going to start Silent Hill 2, the new enhanced edition that recently came out by the Crazy Kids. What was the channel called again, AJ?
I think one of the guys involved is Nico Run.
Yeah, him and a bunch of his mates have basically been enhancing Silent Hill 2 to give us what is essentially the true HD collection. And so I'm going to try and enhance my version of Silent Hill 2, and then we're going to start a new playthrough of that, trying to get the Resurrection ending, as I've never got that ending before, so I would like to do that. So that will be what me and AJ are going to do, because I just can't do Silent Hill 4. And I just thought we'd do a bit of Alan Wake, just as a bit of a palate cleanser, but I wasn't expecting it to be this bloody hard.
Yeah, and it looks like the Twitter for Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition is called Town of Silent Hill.
That's it.
Where all begins.
Yeah. So these guys have spent the last 4 years, I think it's been, basically incrementally making changes, or well, I say changes, in basically bringing the PC version up to scratch with the PlayStation 2 original, but then obviously enhancing it to make it, you know, that true HD experience. And the last version I played of Silent 2 was part of their enhanced edition, but they've re-enhanced their enhancements, so that'll be fun to look at, and then hopefully it'll work with my old save game so that we can then make our way into Resurrection ending. Now, I can't remember exactly what we have to do for that.
You gotta get 4 items. I can help you out with that.
Right, cool. So yeah, so that's the only criteria, right? You don't have to kill certain things, or you just
have to have the items and have beaten the game before.
Yeah, I've beaten the game before, meaning we can get the chainsaw as well, which will be fun. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do from now on when I'm here with AJ. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and we shall catch you soon. Say goodbye, AJ.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, guys, and always all the best.